Hey all, this is Anjali and this is the part 3 for sample paper IP class 12 2018. So we've already done two parts where we have solved the first four questions, and in this video I'm going to start from question number 5. Now question number 5 and 6 both are from MySQL carrying 10 marks each. So we have questions regarding one table in question 5, one table in question 5, yeah, and in question 6, we have questions which are related to two tables generally. Let's start with question 5. Question 5a part says, while creating a table named employee, Mr. Rishi got confused as which data type he should choose for the column ename out of char and varchar. Help him in choosing the right data type to store employee name. Give valid justification for the same. So it's kind of the question which says differentiate between char and varchar. So instead of asking directly like what is the difference between char and varchar, they have twisted the question in this way into the form of a case study. But the meaning is same. You basically have to explain the difference between the char and varchar and make a choice out of that. So as per the choice, varchar is better than char for name. So we'll say that Mr. Rishi should select varchar for ename. Now you have to justify why, since varchar needs to specify a maximum size but does not block that much of memory. What do we mean by this? If we store a value which is less than the required size, like if you've given varchar 50 but it just requires 20 characters, so rest of the 30 spaces will be free, can be used for any other purpose. That is the purpose of your varchar. So Mr. Rishi should select varchar for ename since varchar needs to specify a maximum size but does not block that much of memory. It takes only the required amount of memory as required by a value and remaining can be used for some other purpose or for storing something else. Example, if he declares name as varchar 30 and stores his name only, let's say store Rishi in that. Now Rishi requires 5 characters, so it will take 5 spaces but 25 gets free and can be used for some other purpose. So that is the reason why he should choose varchar. So it's kind of basically difference between char and varchar, which you need to explain with the help of example. Okay, this B part is Miss Shalini has just created a table named employee containing columns ename, department, salary. After creating the table, she realized that she has forgotten to add a primary key column in the table. Help her in writing SQL command to add a primary key column emp id. Also state the importance of primary key in a table. Okay, now see over here, the question is again a bit tricky because usually in paper the question that comes is that says that the person has forgotten to put a column as a primary key, and then you have to make that column a primary key when the column is already there in the table. So it's a different thing here. Emp id column is not there in the table. It's saying containing columns ename, department, salary. Emp id is not there at all. It is not there at all. Whereas earlier than this in the previous year the questions were like this, that the column was there and then you have to make it a primary key, but here we have to add a new column. Along with that we want it to be the primary key. Now I'll tell you the answer for this one first. Since we have to make the changes in an existing table, so to use alter table command, and then I'll write employee add. We have to add a new column and that new column is emp id The data type of emp id should be integer, and the constraint you can mention over here directly like this, primary key. So that would be the command, alter table employee add emp id integer primary key for this question. But like in previous year when the question used to come, then my answer was like alter table employee add constraint a1 primary key, and then in brackets you write emp id. That method we use when the table is there and the column is also there in the table. We just need to make it a primary key. But here we had to add a new column, and that column should be treated as a primary key. So we do it this way. And also state the importance of primary key. Primary key is required to identify each record uniquely in the table. Is required to identify each record uniquely in a table. There can be only one primary key in one table. So that's answer B. Then comes question C. Consider the following. There is a table named student. Now you have to write the commands from 1 to 4 to display the details of all those students who have IP as their optional subject. Okay, so we have this optional column over here. Details of all the students. Details of all students means you have to write select star. So select star from student where the column name is optional and the value should be IP. Should be in single quotes. That's it. Simple query. Then to display name, stream and optional of all those students whose name starts with A. So we have specific fields. So we just need to write the name, select name. Then you have to see the stream and you have to see optional from student. And the condition is where name starts with A. So it's a very simple condition asked many times. Name like a percentage. So like is used for the pattern matching thing. So name starts with A. A is the first letter, and then there can be anything in the name. To give an increase of 3 in the average of all those students of humanities section who have maths as their optional subject. Okay, so we have to increase. So increase means you have to make changes in the value. So to use update student set average is equal to average plus 3 humanities section. So where for humanities we need to check stream. Stream is equal to humanities and their optional subject is maths. So optional is equal to maths. So we have to give two conditions in this. That is where stream is equal to humanities and optional is equal to maths. Okay. Then is to display a name list of all those students who have average more than 75. Easy. So we just have to write the select name from student where average is greater than 75. That's it. So these are your 4 questions for 4 marks. Easy queries. Sometimes you also get to find the output. It's there in the D part. On the basis of the above table only, you have to write the output for these queries. So the queries are select max average, comma min average from students, group by stream, having stream like signs. So having stream like signs means the stream should be science. So stream should be science, that is this, and we have to tell the average highest and minimum average, that is the lowest average in that stream. So we write max average, since there is no alias, so you have to write this formula only, min average, and group by stream. If we don't have having here, group by stream means you had to show max average for science, then you had to show for humanities, then you had to show for commerce. We would have 3 answers if having was not there, but here is having stream like science. That means this condition is checked on the group and we are going to show only for the group science. So in science group we have 90, in science we have 65, 65 and 95. So the maximum value is 95 and the minimum value is 65. So that's your answer of part 1 of D. Then we have part 2 of D. Okay, so part 2 of D says select name from student where optional in CS or IP. So you have to show the names of all those students who have either optional subject as CS or IP. So that is Srishti. Then we have Aditya. Then IP is Rituraj. Then we have Soumya. Then is Ashutosh. After Ashutosh, we have Aman. Okay, so these are the ones which are having optional subject as CS or IP. So you get 1 mark each, 2 marks for this. So that was your question number 5. Okay. Now comes question number 6, where I told you that the first question, the A part, is always to create a table. So it's always a query to create a table, and in this sample paper also it's the same. So we have to write create table, query to create a table registration with the following structure. So the name of the table should be registration. So let's write this much first and then move on to the next page to see the field name, data type, size and constraints. Okay, so we have reg ID. So I'm going to take the same name over here. This is the easiest question you have. You just have to write the values here. Reg ID space the data type, that's integer, space for integer you don't need to write the size, so we can just write like this, space primary key since it's the primary key, comma, then you have name is varchar in brackets, you have to mention the size which is already given in the question. Then is course is again varchar, the size is again given in the question, and then we have joining date, so we write join date, and then you have the data type as date. The capital small letters doesn't matter because SQL is case insensitive, so you write in capital or small, it won't matter. So this is how we create the table. So easy one, everything is given in the question, you just have to place it with proper spaces and commas in between. Okay, then comes your B part. B part says consider the tables given below while attempting the following questions. There's a table named train which has train ID, train name, source and destination. Then is reservation which has reference number, train ID, passenger and journey date. First question says identify the primary key column of train and reservation. This is the easiest question again for two tables. In train ID would be the primary key because that is identifying each train uniquely. So train table has train ID as primary key, and reservation table has reference number, that is the reference number for the reservation, as primary key. Make sure that you must not have duplicate values or null in the primary key which you have selected. Okay, so 1 mark for this. Then comes the second question of B part that says Mr. Sajal in identifying the wrong statement with reference to union clause. Okay, each select statement within union must have the same number of columns. Yes, it is true. The columns must also have similar data types. Yes, that's also true. The columns in each select statement must also be in the same order. By default, the union operator select all the values. Yeah. Now in this C part is not true. The columns in each select statement must also be in the same order. They should be in the same order. Fine. But if the data type is matching and the number is matching, the order could be different. For example, if I have select T name comma source where both are of type varchar from train and I union it with something else where again both the values are of type varchar, but the order is different, that will not affect. So we can say option C is wrong. So it's not a compulsion, whereas it should be in the order, but it's not a syntax error if you do like that. Okay. Then is with reference to the above given tables, write commands in SQL for 1 and 2 and output for 3 below. To display the train name along with the passenger name. So you have to display the train name along with the passenger name. As I've told you, we have to fetch the data from two tables, and whenever you have to fetch data from two tables, identify the common column, which is train ID from here. So you have to select the train name, that is T name. Then you need passenger name, that is passenger, from both the tables, that's train comma passenger. If you want to give alias, you can give the alias. So train T comma passenger P, where T dot train ID is equal to P dot train ID. It's not, the table is not passenger, the table is reservation. So I name it as reservation. Okay. So we get it like this, and then semicolon, no other condition has to be specified. So we just give the condition to join. But if there is any other condition, then you have to put an and join that condition with it. Okay, then it says to display train details which has no reservation yet. So the trains which have no reservation yet means where you have a train but it does not match with any of the records in this. That means it does not have a reservation. So it's a tricky question. So you have to show the train details which has no reservation yet. So we have to select the details of the train. So T name, comma source, comma destination, from train, comma reservation, where train dot train ID is not equal to reservation dot train ID. So the one which has no matching record will be shown. That means that train has no reservation. So that will be the query for this. Then comes question 3, that is select T dot star. That means you have to show everything from table train. Then we are fetching from train T reservation R here, where T dot train ID is equal to R dot train ID. This is the condition for the join. And source like percentage Delhi or destination like percentage Delhi. That means Delhi should be at the end either in source or in destination. It has matching train IDs. Now this is the question I was talking about in the previous paper, that if you get such a question, you get a hint how to write the answer for the join, because they have already shown you how to perform join in one of the questions itself. So that's a kind of benefit for you. But anyhow, over here, if I have to answer this, okay, this was question C's part 1. This is question C's part 2. And now we have to write question C. Okay, we have to write the output for this. So let's see the trains which are matching and their destination or source has Delhi in it. So the first train we have is 3402. 3402, let's find the matching ID here. We don't have 3402 in this, so we're not going to print this. Then we have 4023. Yes, 4023 is there. 4023 is there. It has a matching value and its source is New Delhi. That means it matches. So what you're going to print is, we are going to print all the details. That means you have to print the train ID, then you have to print the train name, then you have to print the source, and you have to print the destination. Okay. Let it be on the next next line. It's okay. So train ID is going to be okay, no, we matched 4023. It will not be printed because 40323 has a matching train ID, but its source is Kanyakumari and destination is Chandigarh, which does not match with Delhi. So leave it. Then you have 3424. Check in this where 3424 matches here. It matches here, but yes, its destination is New Delhi, so Delhi is there. So our first value will be 3424. Then we have to write the train name, that is Lucknow Mail. Its source is Lucknow and destination is New Delhi. That's the first train. Then you have 6542. It's there. 6542. Chennai and Kolkata doesn't match with Delhi. Then Patna and Ludhiana, again no need to check. Then you have 5400. Yes, 5400 matches here. 5400 is here and its source is New Delhi. So we're going to write 5400. That is Century Express. It starts from New Delhi and goes to Kanpur. So just write the proper aligned data in your answer. So this is the output of third part of question C. So each of these parts is of 2 marks. So it's very scoring, but do it carefully because sometimes it could be tricky. So that's how we solve the questions related to joins. Then is your question number 7 that comes for 5 marks, where it asks like write down any 2 benefits of net banking. So one is 24/7 access. You can anytime use this. You don't have to wait when the bank would be open and you'll perform an operation. We can do it anytime availability, 24/7 access, and then no need to stand in queues or waiting time. So that's reduced. So that's another benefit of net banking. And we can make the payments fast enough. Then Mr. Sanjay, a banking professional, want to enroll himself in an e-learning course. Mention him any 2 colleges, any 2 challenges of e-learning. So he wants to do something for e-learning. We have to mention the challenges, basically kind of disadvantages of e-learning. One is that less personal interaction and lack of discipline or regularity from student point of view. Because when you have actual classes, you're more regular for that, and if you have to study online, you're kind of you can't discipline yourself, you can't be so regular as you do in the normal courses. Like this problem my 12th class students are facing right now, since I have moved out of India, and they are trying to study from my videos, but they're not able to regulate themselves. They're not able to fix the times when they're going to study it properly. So please don't let this drawback of e-learning come in between, and do prepare for your exams well. I'm trying to put as much videos as I could, but still, just I can wish you all the best and prepare well and get as good marks as possible. Okay, anyhow, so that was the challenge. Then comes C part, that is Miss Juhi works as an IT executive in a health insurance company named Total Health. She has been assigned a task to design a customer registration page, help her in choosing the most appropriate controls for the specified task from this. This is a question which comes for 2 marks every year. And again, a very easy question. You just have to choose where you need a text field, where you need a radio button, a checkbox and all. So customer can enter his or her name in the control. So for customer name, you need text field. So this is question C, part 1 is text field. Then we have customer city. Can choose one of the city out of the given list of cities. So there is a given list of city, from there only one has to be selected. So better option is combo box for that. Then comes policy type, which could be individual or family. Since there is only two possible options, we go for radio buttons and only one has to be selected out of this. Then you have inclusions, critical illness, accidental coverage, health checkup, others. So which all can be included. All of them can be included or one or two of them. So the best option for that is checkbox because there are only four. If it would have been more options, we can also take list box for the same purpose. So this is your sample paper 2018 issued by CBSE, and these are the answers for this. I hope you understood how to solve the questions. I'll be coming up with more previous year papers and a few more sample papers. So do subscribe the channel if you haven't subscribed yet, and yes, please on the notifications, then only you will come to know when a paper is posted. Till then, keep watching, keep learning. Thank you.